All right, YouTube, 16 Falconer, back with another freaking exciting video. Still working on this old house. So I thought I'd do a quick video on these mortise locks. I have a selection of them here. This is from the basement door. This is the entry door to this apartment. This is a closet door downstairs. This is the attic door. And this is a new $23 one I bought at Home Depot, because I'm thinking about putting this on the entry door here, just so it the colors match the deadbolt. These locks, they're really nice. They're simple. They're stupid simple. And back in the day, you know, you just take the door, chuck the door, get a new door, throw the door in, but or cut a piece and cut a piece of wood, fill the freaking mortise in, and then bondo the holes here, and then drill and put a modern door handle on there. But in my waning years, I'm feeling pretty nostalgic. So anyways, this this lock here for that door, the locking mechanism would never come out. These are really easy to fix. You just take your screw out, pop your cover off, and the problem is these springs. They put a brass spring in these things, and the spring has no tension on it. So you just take that out, and you get yourself a new spring. Now, I went to my hardware store here. They actually had compression springs. You want a 5/16 by 1 3/8. The less coils, here's a more coiled spring. The less coils, the stronger the spring. So you could, if it's just your spring, you get a new 1 3/8 by. And this one here, the casing is broken here too, but that won't matter. You get your door latch out all the way, stick your new spring in, trying to do it one-handed, pain in the arse. Oh, come on. Now let me set the camera down. See if you can see what I'm doing here. Get the new spring. Get it in there. And bam. Now your door latch is gonna work like new. Then the other problem with these things is when people paint these old doors, they would always paint your locks shut, which is the case with this. I mean, luckily these things are really easy to take apart. You just take this piece of spring steel out right here. Let me do that. Just get a screwdriver. You lift that out. Then your deadbolt will come out of there. And then you can just sand that off, and you'll have a functioning deadbolt. Clean the paint up in here. You could take this piece just pops out. You can take some Vaseline or something, go in there if you want to lube the thing up. and you're back in business. Sandpaper. Take some of the paint off of this. Anyways, you see what I'm getting at. Then we'll just put this back in there for now because I don't have keys for it. You want to make sure your deadbolt slides back and forth no problem before you go try and if you buy Amazon sells skeleton keys. They have a flat and then they have a notched one, but from what I read they're pretty flimsy, so you want to make sure that functions properly before you try the key. But these well, and the keys the next problem, because nobody has their freaking skeleton keys anymore. But if you take this apart, now some of them have a hole in the barrel of the key. They got a pin in there or something. None of these locks do. These two here are identical. This one here, you can see the brass spring broke, so they put a piece of wood in there. Try to take up the gap, which doesn't work. So I'll put a new spring in that one. The attic door is a really nice, this is a really nice lock. It looks like all brass here. It's got a different spring in there, but still a replaceable spring. Has a date code down here, 3/7/11. So I'm assuming that's March 7th, 1911 that this thing was put out. This is a Sargent. The only one that I can see a manufacturer's name on. The basement lock is an outlier because this is using basically a leaf spring system. Here's that's the springs that operate your lock there. And this one works fine. The attic lock still functions fine. That has a smaller spring in there, but it's still replaceable. Like I say, very simple locking mechanisms. Oh, the new one here, the new Home Depot. This is basically like the Sargent. Get your little spring in there. Then they're using this type of spring for your deadbolt. Now this one here, well, with all of these, you can switch your whatever the hell you call this thing. You can switch it around so for whichever way your door opens. Now, if I want to use this Home Depot one on that door, I got to switch the catch around, which on this Home Depot one, it's really easy. Let's see, put the camera down. The Home Depot one, Alright, what happened here? The Home Depot one, you just take out this here. Let me get you this freaking thing. Doing a video now, it's not working. You take out your locking mechanism. Come on, you prick. Freaking spring's getting caught. Now watch the spring go blasting across the room. Yeah, well, almost. You take that out, you just flip it over. Stick it back in. Get your spring. Stick your spring back in. Like that. Then that will allow you to, for a left or right closed door, switch it over. This is the way I'd need it if I want to use it on that door. These older ones here, you just, well, we'll take this one apart. You take your lock out, take your busted brass spring with a piece of wood out, take this out here, blammo, turn it over, like so. And then this piece goes in on top, like that. And then you have your spring in there. So then that'll change the door closure orientation. Really simple, really simple. I don't need that one that way. Well, we'll leave that there for now. Now, as far as keys go, I think these can all take just a solid key. I have this key here is for one of the locks I got at Home Depot, I don't know, a few years ago that I put downstairs on a door that's not painted. So I wanted to keep the Mortise lock in there. So I put the brass on there because the old one was just the steel. None of these keys will fit through the older key openings. Well, it'll fit through there, but not into here. This is the key for the new lock. But if you, well, you can take any key. We'll take this key for the new lock. And if we look at the lock for this upstairs apartment, stick the key in. If you want to operate the deadbolt, and see how the long part of the key flips up the lock, and then the other long part will, well, I don't have it cleaned up. We'll do the attic door because that's nice and clean. So if you stick the key in, so that lifts up the locking mechanism, and then it'll lock the deadbolt, as you can see there. Then when you stick the key back in, it'll lift up the locking mechanism and slide the deadbolt back. So I think a solid key would work for any of these. But anyways, at Amazon for like $5, you can get a 2-pack of keys. Let's see here. Let me yeah, so it's 2-pack of keys for $4.66. You get the solid one, and then you get a slotted key. But do that, then get everything cleaned up in there, and bam, man, you're off to the freaking races. I mean, these are really nice. They're really nice, and the freaking doors, it's so much easier to work with a door that's already been in the house for several years, like this door here. Number one, trying to buy a new entry door. I mean, they're expensive as hell. Number two, when you got an old house that's racked and stuff, like this one here, from the bottom here to the top, I mean, this goes in. Oh, it's a couple inches. It's hanging in that way, and also the door is kind of warped a little. I don't think you can see that, but and years ago it was faced with Luan. I took the door down, I glued it all back up. So this summer I'm gonna take the door down, break out the Bondo, and refurb this door, and it's gonna look like brand new. Now I'll show you down here real quick. This is the Home Depot one I put on here. You can see though, it's inside. You can see it's getting a little rust on there. Don't know why. Well, the humidity here sucks. But so that door, I put that in there because I did not want to fill and drill and because that's a you know, just a stained door. So, but I wanted it to match the deadbolt because I put a deadbolt on there. Several years ago, well, see this one here, I'm gonna have to upgrade the spring in this. This door had a similar setup, only an entry skeleton key. This door was totally falling apart. I took it down, rebuilt the door, filled in with Bondo. I didn't do a good job staining over it, but because I just wanted to get it done. But the door turned out freaking. It's a perfect freaking door, and to buy an entry door like that would cost a few $100s. So, but anyway, so these locks here, I'm gonna pull that one out. To get them out, you just take your set screw out right there, pull your handle out, then take your two screws out here, and here, and then you stick a screwdriver in the hole and just pop it over, and then your freaking mortise lock it'll pop out. Then you just pull it out and you have at it. So anyways, shit, this video is longer than I thought it was gonna be. But that's it, man. Them freaking mortise locks are especially if you're working on this old house, you'll want to keep the doors in there that you have in there because it's just so much easier and so much cheaper. So easy to refurbish, and you know, bam, off to the races. All right, real quick before I end the video, I got the lock installed. I cleaned off the deadbolt so that functions perfectly. I lubed up the inside with Vaseline on the moving parts, and here we go. Here, all good that snaps into place. Freaking like brand new. All right, YouTube. One more thing to bear in mind, which I never freaking realized till just now. This is 4 different lock sets. This is the one that was on the attic. This is the one that was on the basement. This is the one that's on a closet downstairs. And this is the Home Depot one. They are all different. The Home Depot faceplate is bigger than any of the other ones. Faceplates, though, the old ones are all pretty close. Let's see, the old basement one is a little different in size. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the basement one on the attic, because the attic door, the latch is hitting the strike plate too low, so it won't latch. And this is higher. So I'm going to try, and the basement doesn't shut either because it doesn't line up with the strike plate. So I'm going to try putting the basement one in the attic and the attic one in the basement. See if that works. I'll be back. Well, shiver me timbers, but putting the basement lock set in the attic works. This attic door, we've been here freaking donkey's years, and this attic door has never latched. So now it works perfectly fine. Jeez, now I got to just rebuild this door because here's another tenant snafu. So, but hey, what the hell, man? Freaking attic door closes. Nice. All right, I think that's it. See ya, bitches.